Whole streets, our streets, whole streets, our streets.
Protests against police. There are more of them across the U.S. in the wake of recent officer-involved shootings. But are police departments in northern Michigan feeling this growing scrutiny?
Evan Dean rode along with officers in Cadillac to find out. He has part one of this special report, Life on the Line.
For police officer Jeffrey Rourke, every day on the job is completely different.
You always have to be prepared for everything.
Whether it's making a traffic stop.
Well, the reason I'm stopping you is I just got you going a little bit quick downtown here.
Responding to a domestic dispute.
She's talking to him through the door. She's not letting him in. She won't talk to him. She won't come out.
Or spending time in the local schools. It's the unknown that makes his job so challenging.
The scariest things as a police officer is the unknown. Stuff that I can't control.
And in law enforcement, that means officers risking their lives and sometimes even giving their life while carrying out their job.
I've been in those same exact circumstances 100 times. And I'm just lucky that it wasn't me. It could have been me very easily.
But it's not the danger that draws people to law enforcement. It's the opportunity to protect and serve. That's why Lieutenant Todd Golnick joined the force more than 30 years ago.
It's nothing more than to help some people. You have this certain innate calling to it, and I definitely feel that I was called to it.
But today, fewer people are answering that call. Local police academies are struggling to fill to capacity, and a job that's been admired for so long is now seemingly under more scrutiny than ever.
Well, there's no question that media events, especially on a national basis, strongly affect the public's opinion of us. I mean, it can go positive very quickly, like the events in 9/11, and it can go negative if we go back to the Rodney King incident.
And right now, police work is under the microscope. The recent officer-involved shootings in Ferguson and New York City are raising questions about police ethics and procedures.
And what we're finding is, in a lot of those circumstances, is that all the information isn't being shared. A lot of people are going to ignore the facts that are in conflict of their decisions.
And even though these shootings happened hundreds of miles away, they're impacting what some people think about police here in northern Michigan.
There's also a population of people out there who are using things like recent national events to confirm their predisposed beliefs that the police are either involved in misconduct or cover-ups or things like that.
People are very hard on police because they think we're overpowering.
But Golnick says that's just not the case, at least not in his department.
We arrest over 1,000 people a year. Of those, we have less than 1%. It's almost about 1/10% of the time are we using force.
I'll go through a shift with 10 complaints, 10 contacts with very, very irate people, and it'll end with a handshake. Those aren't the ones that get put out there by the public because it's not fun. It's not fun to hear about stuff like that, but it's good. It's a good thing.
So what can be done to battle this growing bias against police? New technology, like the use of body cameras, might be one answer.
Can I please see your driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance?
And although Officer Rourke knows not everyone wants to meet the man behind the badge, he says make no mistake, there are a lot of people in Cadillac who do support what he does.
I don't want to give off any kind of portrayal that this is a thankless job. Yeah, there are the bad apples that don't appreciate what we do, but there's an equal number of people that are very appreciative.
And in the midst of all the criticism, he says it's those people who make the job all worth it.
The most rewarding part of it, it's not taking the bad guys to jail necessarily. It's seeing the smile on someone's face when you know that you've helped them, because I've been in that position before where I've needed help, and just hearing that siren off in the distance and knowing that help is on the way gave me such it made me feel so good, and that sense of relief that help is here. And if I can give that feeling to somebody else, then I know that I've done good.
In Cadillac, I'm Evan Dean, reporting for 9 and 10 News at 6.
In part two, Evan looks at what's being done to change the public's view of police, specifically the use of body cameras by more departments. That's coming up tonight on 9 and 10 News at 11.